taste on the tip of my tongue. Bend my nail, bite my thumb. Evidence won't clear my name. Baby, in your presence will be so present. Until the moment when I press my eyes shut. Now I'm ready. I'll do anything. I'm not asking this is mine through the perfect strain. 10,000 days on the days won't clear our names. Oh, baby, it's our last kiss. We'll last forever. That's the moment when I rest my eyes shut. Now I'm ready. Yeah, the only answer's what we've always wanted. Ooh, and we hold it till there's nothing else can let us down. The only answer's what we've always wanted. Oh, 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 oh.
Eject them, it's over! Top shelf where Bubba hides the cookie! Here come the Buffalo Sabres!
Woo! Welcome to I'll Hang Up and Listen. Brought to you by Fatty Beer Company, Western New York's premier market and tap room. 8 different Western New York locations and over 300 beers to choose from. Open 7 days a week from 11:30 a.m. till 10:30 p.m. and later. Live entertainment at all 8 locations. Trivia, music, the works, and not to mention one of Western New York's only kid and dog friendly bars, and Buffalo Logo Apparel, one of the greatest places to get all of your Buffalo sports apparel needs. Right now they're offering the Bills snapback NFL Shield cap at both, and the Buffalo NHL Shield trucker cap, also a snapback. So make sure you go check them out at Buffalo Logo Co. on Instagram and Twitter, at Fatty Beer on Instagram and Twitter, or you can find them at our website online, buffalologoco.com, fattybeer.com. Go check them out. Tell them the boys from Two Goalies and Mike sent you. Sabres win the first time this season, 3 in a row. Holy shit, it's nearly the end of February, and they finally win 3 games in a row. Great game, start to finish. If you guys watch my short videos, game notes in between periods, you'll see that I thought they played a damn near perfect game tonight. Obviously, when you play a team like Carolina, it's tough. They play a very well defensively structured, disciplined game. You're not going to get a ton of chances, but I will say this. I thought that Spencer Martin had a fantastic game. This game definitely didn't have to get to a shootout. I think Carolina has him to thank for the fact that they even got a point in tonight's game. So I thought Buffalo really outworked them for most of the game. All 4 lines too. I have nothing to complain about. I thought this was one of the better games we've seen in a while from the top line. Again, they don't find the back of the net. The power play did, but that was on the power play. But I thought they kept continuously were pressing, pushing the puck up ice, good passing. I'd like to see guys like Tage shoot the puck a little bit more often, Cousins including. But other than that, man, I have no complaints. I thought just Spencer Martin played a fantastic game, and This is the type of games you're going to play against a team like Carolina, a Rod Brindamore coach team, Rod the Bod, who was losing his mind, and rightfully so, quite a bit on the bench tonight. Realistically, they could have won this game in regulation had the goal been awarded to them that was deemed a hand pass, which later we found out wasn't. But I'm not going to complain. Listen, a win's a win. 2 points is 2 points. And Sabres aren't dead in the water just quite yet. Maybe they'll try and make things interesting here. Hopefully it's not too little too late. But Sabres come out with 2 points. Goals going, the heroes in the shootout. UPL and Casey Middlestat, that little thing he did with his right leg, kind of lifted the leg a little bit to get Martin to kind of bite a little bit, and then went to the blocker side. It was beautiful, beautiful move from Casey. And then UPL just almost Ryan Miller-esque spearing that puck in the shootout at the end to end the game. That really reminded me a lot of Ryan Miller, so that was pretty cool. And again, I will talk to more, but the Peyton Krebs line, leading to a goal tonight. Krebs assisting on the game-tying goal to Owen Power. That line, they just complement each other so well, and that whole play, Benson keeping that play alive, kicking it over to Krebs waiting for Owen Power to get in position in the high slot, finding him, feeding to him, and Owen Power obviously just burying it, didn't miss there. Great, just patience there again from Peyton Krebs. Ever since he's been moved to that line and he's been paired with Benson and JJ, that they've just played very, very well together. And how can you complain? I hope they keep that line together. I know Quinn, who knows when he'll be back, but I think that this is the line for me. This is the third line. Maybe move Quinn up the lineup. I don't know. But I'm hard pressed right now to take break those three up, because I think they've been consistently your best line for 3 games in a row. And I don't think really anybody can dispute that. So we'll hit the peanut gallery here with a few of your comments. Gargalant, woo, the Alex Tuck, woo, 6K. That's right, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. I'm sure Connor, if he was here, I'd really appreciate that, you remembering that. What a game. That's what effort is. Absolutely. And just imagine if you got this kind of effort all season, these kind of results all season. And it just shows the difference. What going to the net, what type of difference that makes, right? And I've said it on this show multiple times. These aren't things you're taught at this age, this point of your career. You learn to go to the net in mites, and peewee and squirts. It's just something they haven't consistently done or been disciplined enough to do all season. And when Granato calls them out for not doing it, look at the results. They go do it. They win hockey games. They score goals. Obviously, you want to score a higher clip than what they've been still, even since then, but they're winning games. So I can't complain. I wish they've just been, in this mindset all season. It's not something, it's kind of a dead horse we've been beating all year, on this show, me and Connor. They don't go to the net. They do flybys. They're soft below the dots at both ends of the ice. Blah, 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 blah. We talk about it all the time. And finally, you just get disciplined enough to just do it every game on all 4 lines. And it leads to goals. Who would have thought? That whole sequence on that power play was just beautiful. I know Skinner, makes a lot of his money, in that exact area, going to the net, being willing to score those types of goals. Kicking that puck back to Cousins just not even hesitating, getting the puck right on net. And there's Skinner hurling, just almost perfectly timed, curling on the top, right below the face-off dots, waiting for that puck to kick out, takes it, and just puts it in, slides it into the empty net. Just, you couldn't draw that up even better. And then the same thing with the game-tying goal to Owen Power, just how well that whole sequence worked out. The hard work down low by those guys, and just the youth movement on this team has been really impressive with those 3 specifically. Ever since Krebs has been given more of an opportunity, it's really shown through. So from Mauricio, Thompson is struggling shootout, miffed, too much puck handling by Paterka, Skinner, Tuck, Skinner, Thompson, all against 3 Canes defenders. I don't disagree with you. Sometimes I don't hate the overstick handling in certain situations because maybe you're just trying to make a play and it works, especially when there isn't a play to be had just from passing the puck. So in those situations, like the one from Casey and the one from Tage, I'm fine with those plays. But I do see your point. Like there is throughout the game, and I mentioned at the top of the show, like a lot of overhandling of the puck. Sometimes you just gotta grip and rip, right? And hope the puck goes in. That's what Tage did a lot last year. As some of the fancy goals he scored, some of the highlight reel goals he scored, a lot of the goals are just gripping and ripping. And right now, more than ever, that's what you need these guys to do. More from Mauricio, more puck management and overtime by Tuck and Middlestat. Over 2.5 minutes shift, coaching, failing Sabres. Fortunate to win UPL Savior. Listen, that's how 3-on-3 is, man. It's all about puck possession. And you can't afford to make one mistake. You make one mistake, and that's what happened there. And they end up getting pinned in their own zone for 2.5 minutes. But listen, give credit where credit is due. Like they stood in. I know UPL came up big there a few times, but like they stood tall. They as tired and as dogged, and gassed they were. They played well defensively there, 3-on-3, and were able to secure them getting to the shootout. So, and you saw them on the bench after overtime. Just you didn't even see their faces. Their heads were like on the boards. Like they were gassed. They were sucking air. Like, so I give them all the credit in the world, man. Yeah, you made a mistake, but you made up for it. You played good D. You played good, and it's hard to play D 3-on-3 when there's so much ice to work with. So much moving around, so much space to work with. You don't really just want each player takes a guy and you hope for the best. And they played very well there. Dan Dunleavy and Rob Ray mentioned in game Sabres poor face-off percentages, mentioning positives of all puck possession in offensive zones and rapid scoring opportunities if face-off won details, boys. Yeah, the Sabres have not been a good face-off team this year. And we look at a team like Washington. Look how often like Ovi just scores off the draw. They win that puck back to him. It's almost a set play. Grip, rips. It's in the net. You don't see that enough here in Buffalo. And it goes back to winning those important offensive zone draws. Buffalo doesn't do that enough. And they did it a couple times tonight and turned into scoring chances. I do hope that, whatever coaching changes they make, I think they're going to see some assistants, get switched around in the offseason. I hope one of those guys can really bear down and show these guys how to win a faceoff, or they bring somebody in that is very experienced with that, and whether it's via trade and free agency. We're going to pull up some quotes here from Brian Koziel in the post game. I'm sure there's a lot of positivity in the locker room. I did hear that some dads stuck around after the dad's trip. So my point, I already said it, like, don't let them leave. You know what I mean? Do not let the dads leave. They're 2-0 with them. And let's see here. Darlene played from Brian Koziel. Darlene played 31 minutes and 43 seconds tonight. It's the 6th straight game where he has played at least 29 minutes, which is a Sabres record. He has also had 5 shots and 4 block shots. So Darlene sets a franchise record for most games in a row with 20 minutes or more, 29 or more minutes of ice time tonight. Granato on power. I thought he was great. He played 20 plus minutes. I thought he was really good all the way through. I can tell you on the bench numerous times where I said it's great to have him back. Yeah, I thought Owen looked very good tonight. Obviously scores the goal. That has to be big for him, especially from a confidence standpoint, getting back into the lineup right away. You're contributing. And he had a couple nice moments in that game. Early on, he had a few kind of like, okay, he's shaking the rust off. He's back in the lineup. Probably wasn't practicing at 100%. He probably wasn't even at fully 100% tonight. But as the game went on, he gained more confidence, and then eventually it led to that game-tying goal. Granato says he was happy with the response after the Nikas goal. Said they could have been a little bit more aggressive early in game and loved how aggressive they were in the final stretch. Said they took it to another level of determination and conviction there. I agree. I tweeted it out after that Nikas goal too. Like, just they didn't get down on themselves. They took the play right back to Carolina, led to a goal, and even after they tied the game again, they kept pushing, they kept pressing. They weren't playing for overtime. They were playing to win in regulation. I appreciate that. I like that a lot. Middlestat on getting the game-winning goal says his hesitation move in the shootout he pretty much stole from Owen Power. That's funny. Seeing a guy who is good of hands as Casey Middlestat stealing moves from a defenseman. That's funny. Middlestat on the shootout goal. I think the goalie was coming out far for the first few, so I tried to make him move laterally and outweighted him. Then that's literally, we all know how great of hands Casey Middlestat has and how good he is, how good of a shot, how good of patience, how good of, the stick handling, the stick work. He's just fantastic, and he's almost always a given in the shootout, almost every single time. He's like almost our version of Patty Kane. A shout out to Patty Kane too, who had the game winner in his return to Chicago tonight. I saw a lot of videos tonight. It seemed like a real special moment for him, and he scored the game winner. So shout out to him. UPL on shootout. I've been playing well, so the confidence is high. It feels good to go to shootout at this time. Sorry, a little couple typos there from Brian. Power on being back. It was good. Took me a little bit, but to get back into it. But all in all, a solid game. Power says he thought Krebs saw him the whole way. He's going to see you when you're open. Stay ready. And I'm kind of lucky that it went in. That whole sequence, that whole shift from that line, that third line, was fantastic. Skinner on the 3-game win streak. It's nice to win. It's good that we are building on good things with our game, and we will try to keep this rolling as long as we can. More from Skinner. They don't give up much, but with patience, you have to have your foot on the gas. In order for us to score, we needed to sustain ozone pressure, and I think we did a good job of that. That was it from Brian Colesy, at least so far. Let me see if there's anything else before we kick it back to the peanut gallery. Let me see. No, that was it. But again, I think one of some of the sticking points there is Dahlin setting a franchise record for 29 or more minutes of ice time, 5 games in a row. Only defenseman in Sabres history to do that. And just all the comments from Granato on Power and how nice it is to have him back. And I agree, man. Like, he adds a dynamic offensively to this team that you're going to need down this stretch. And we saw it tonight. So more from the peanut gallery. From Kevin, the call on Dahlin was terrible. Yeah, I want to talk about that. We knew a makeup call was coming in the third period. Without a doubt, there was absolutely a makeup call coming in the third period. After they called that goal off for a hand pass, and then you saw the replay. It wasn't, in fact, a hand pass. It didn't even touch his hand. I think it was kind of like a quick call from the referee, probably at a different angle. And maybe it looked like a hand pass. So he made the call on the ice, and I'm not sure what the rules are with overturning something like that. But that was a goal. You knew the makeup calls were coming. I would say the second Dahlin call was probably more of a makeup call than the first, because the second, the goalie interference, the second interference call, the goalie interference one, he was clearly pushed into the Carolina goaltender Martin by Bunting, no doubt. So you knew that was coming 100%. They end up cashing in on it, the Nikas goal on the one-timer. But yeah, it was a trash call. But the thing is, you knew it was coming because they got screwed earlier in the game, because that should have been a goal. Coming in hot, shootout performance by Tuck, Power, Thompson. Atrocious. Let Dahlin, Paterka, Skinner, Krebs shoot. Give them confidence. Thompson and Tuck lost all confidence. No creativity, scoring finesse. I agree and I disagree. Listen, I just think I know the puck isn't going in for Tage. It'll come. I really do believe it'll come. Obviously not to the clip that he was last year. I believe that he's probably playing with a broken hand or some type of fracture in his hand right now. But even Mike Harrington said on Two Goalies on Mike last week, he is 100% playing through injuries right now. So I think you can look at that too. Same thing with Tuck. I think he's been playing hurt all season. Not to make up excuses for them, but it's true. I think one affects the other, right? Like the regression. Kevin, nice game back from Power. 1, 2, 3. Does Florida make it 4? I mean, I hope so. That you have to play up to the level of Florida. You've played up to the level of these teams all season. your Vegases, your Colorados, your Bostons, your Torontos. You can't afford to give up 2 points, especially to a division rival. I'm not going to call them a rival, but they're in your division, and I know they're ahead of you in the standings. You're not going to catch them, but it's a 4-point game, 100%. So Power still needs to work on his defense. He's the reason that first one went in. I actually put that a little bit more on Eric Johnson. I know that you can kind of put it on 1-2, but Eric Johnson almost he needs to make a decision there on the boards. He just didn't step up on his guy, or kind of did, and just did kind of turned around and lackadaisically got back to the front of the net. And by the time he even got to the face-off dots, the puck was in the net. If he steps into his guy there, that maybe that soft dunk doesn't happen, or if he just keeps backpedaling with him, I don't know. I just don't really know what that was. He just stopped short of him and just never did anything. Tried to put his stick in the puck, I guess, but it was a lazy play nonetheless. 5-on-5 scoring, top 9 lines need reorganizing. Only goal from a defenseman: Thompson, Tuck, Skinner, Cousins, Paterka, Middlestat. Goal scoring cratered. You don't touch that third line. You don't touch the Benson, Paterka, Krebs line. Leave that line alone. Skinner, Tage, and Tuck just got back together. I think you leave them alone. If you want to mess with the second line, sure, I guess. But who are you going to slide in there? I mean, you're going to slide in Gergensons? You're going to slide in Okposo? You're going to slide in Eric Robinson? I don't know about that. EJ needs a one-way trip to the Gulag. Other than that, great team effort and win grind-out game. EJ should not see the ice again. Well, he won't be in a Buffalo uniform for very much longer because he is going to be one of the first guys traded at the deadline. That's a good defensive team. They play great. Best game to watch all season. Yeah, I mean, Carolina, it's tough to find offense against teams like them because they play a very well-disciplined, defensively structured game, and they keep you outside. They limit the high danger chances in that danger area below the dots in the slot. They kind of keep you to the outside. A lot of perimeter shooting. But again, the first goal, again, it is a power play goal, but nice kick out from the rebound, and just slide it into the open net, and then just hard work on that second goal that led to Owen Power scoring in his first game back from injury. Refs were god awful. 100% agree, Colin. All night, 3-peat, 3 can. All night, you just really need to learn to use pronunciation. It gives me a headache. All night, 3-peat, 3 Canes defenders focus, stealing puck away from one single forward, overhandling puck. Too much stick handling, hogging puck. Thompson, Tuck, Paterka. Again, I think I just addressed that. From Justin, Casey Middlestat, more like Casey Middle Stud. Yeah, again, played the hero in the shootout for sure. Great move, great leg kick and buried on the blocker side. Still 11 points back from the wild card. Again, we're still not out of it. Every point matters, and I'll still stay cautiously optimistic, or not even cautiously, just kind of optimistic, or try to keep optimism until we're mathematically considered out of it. From Jean-Marc Chenot, great win, needed those 2 points, put us back to 500, and now we are back in this. Let's hope so. This game was a perfect example of urgency that the Sabres need to play with to get the job done tonight. They need to keep this urgency up. Agreed. Listen, you just wish this urgency was all season. Where has it been all season? Why does it take you till the last 2-3 weeks to finally start pushing to the net and taking a beating and grinding out those dirty goals? Why did it take this long? Why did you rely so much on trying to score from the perimeter, when things weren't working out, just trying to score like that, or on your power play or lack thereof? You got to be able to go to the net. Greenway was one of the only guys consistently every game that was doing it. Zach Benson too. They can't be those guys. You need Tage to do it. You need Dylan Cousins to do it. Can't just be the usual suspects, guys like Skinner and Poso and Greenway and Benson. You need more from your top guys, and maybe to get their confidence going, that's what they need to do, is just get into those dirty areas. I know maybe you're a little hesitant because you're playing hurt, and maybe you don't want to take that type of a physical beating. I get it, but you got to start scoring goals. You got to start contributing like a top 6 guy. UPL has proved to be super consistent. Imagine this team without Johnson, Okposo. So excited. Couldn't agree with you more, Hudson. I think Buffalo is really set up for success for goaltending down the stretch with him and Levi. I think you really could be looking at a Boston situation the way they are with Olmark and Swayman. So we'll see. From Buffalo Sports, Owen Power played great. Now that's how he should play. Could agree with you more. Rakeem Davis, nice to see you in the chat. I thought Rasmus Dahlin's penalty and the goal Carolina power play was the dagger for this game, but they scratched and clawed their way back again. And it goes to show, like, they have this kind of stuff in them. They can play like that. They can find the way to get themselves back in games like this, and they did. They clawed their way back in. And feather in the cap of Granato. He coached a good game tonight. So, second Dahlin penalty was BS. I couldn't agree with you more, man. More from Hudson. What's keeping this team down is beginning of the season. When you're good, the stadium gets filled. Again, yes. Can't agree with you more. You want fans to show up. You don't want to get booed. Play like that every night. And you know what? Even if you would have lost that game in a shootout, you're still getting cheered. You're still getting cheered because you played a great fucking game. You're not going to get booed off the ice. And it's because of effort. This fan base will always recognize effort and appreciate it. You want to win, and losing becomes frustrating. But when you go out there and you kill yourself for your teammates and your fans, you do everything you can to win. Fans will show the appreciation, and they will keep showing up. Happens every year. Owen Power was awesome tonight from Earl Wells. Couldn't agree with you more, Earl. He was great. Played a fantastic game. From Hudson, is it concerning he's talking about having people back instead of coaching and being energetic? I don't know. I didn't hear those comments, but in terms of the coaching staff, I don't want to see his coaching staff back. I want to see him surrounded with some more experience, some more offensively creative minds. Not Matt Ellis, not Christie, not Wilford. Just wipe the slate clean and bring in some better assistants. UPL has a great future. Could agree with you more about Earl. Great welcome back. What the flying fuck? The officiating in this game was bad. I couldn't agree with you more, Matt. I say that a lot. I couldn't agree with you more. Hard work pays off. Yikes, I missed it almost. I'm not sure what you guys are talking. Are you guys having conversations with each other in the chat? I think you might be. Ryan Johnson has to play. I agree. And I think when that trade does finally happen here soon, Ryan Johnson will be a full-time guy on the blue line here. Krebsy better every game. Donnie won't give him his due. Just keep saying he learned a lot on the fourth line. He's an offensive dynamo. Meatballs, open your eyes. Me and Connor have been saying this all season. Like, he's just so underutilized all year. It's kind of criminal that it took this long to put him in this position. And that's one of the reasons why I think Granato has been on the hot seat with his fan base. Decisions like that. Like, why would you put a former first-round pick, a guy who has great vision and creativity and speed, on a line where he's really anchored down by Gergensons and Okposo? I mean, more so Okposo, but it just never made any sense. Never made any sense. A lot of their success is finally getting the lines right. When 72 and 89 get it going, we'll get over the top. I hope so. Urgency, too late. Where has this push drive so late in the season? I agree. Where's Kid Cudi lost in space? Where's Connor surfing? Connor is actually sick, and I do not know where Cully is tonight, but I'm sure he'll be happy to come on with us sooner or later. So I'm sorry if it's just me, Mauricio. I'm sorry if you don't like that. Wonder if the Sabres saluted the fans tonight after the win. They did. They did salute the fans. At least we're not Ottawa. True. Yeah, I definitely don't want to be Ottawa. I also heard a rumor today online, not how much truth there is behind it, that the Ottawa Senators might be shopping Brady Tkachuk, which is wild to me. I know things have gone according to plan. I know there's a lot of talk. I think it was like last year about whether they're going to trade him or not. I know you would get a king's ransom for Brady Tkachuk. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, man. I don't think it'd be a stupid move on their part to trade a guy like a Brady Tkachuk. And if he is being shopped, Kevin Adams get on the phone, man, because he is the type of player this team needs. I hate him sometimes. I hate playing against him, but I would take him on my team in a heartbeat. So a lot of players, and me and Connor, we've talked about it. We're gonna do some trade deadline episodes, some free agency, looking ahead, way ahead at what free agency might have to bring for the Buffalo Sabres. But some fun content coming up from Two Goalies, One Mic. We will announce the winner of the giveaway. We did announce that there would be a giveaway earlier today if the Sabres did win their third game in a row, which they did. We do have a winner picked out, but I will announce that at the end of the show or online. We'll see. Let's try and squeeze every follow for Fatty Beer out of you guys. So if you haven't yet, on Instagram or Twitter or even Facebook, go follow at Two Goalies One Mic. Go follow at Fatty Beer on Instagram and Twitter, or at Fatty Beer Co. on Facebook, and share, like, or retweet the post about today's giveaway, and you could be eligible to win a $50 gift card to Fatty Beer Company. So make sure you go check that out. Make sure you go enter. Sabres win, you win, right? So maybe we'll do another one. Find a way to beat Florida, win 4 in a row. Maybe we'll do a Buffalo logo giveaway. We'll see. I know we've been trying to give away these hats for a while. Every time I try and do those giveaways, no one ever seems to win because they don't win. It's unfortunate. I think this season proved we have a lot of scoring depth. Need the first line, then no looking back. I think I can agree and disagree with you there, Hudson. I think that depth scoring, sure, they can have depth scoring. It's just they don't consistently have it. They are so far behind pace of where they were last year. And yeah, you were going to expect regression, but nothing like this. So many guys have been hurt. There's so many different line combinations, and they haven't really been able to sustain anything. Like, I'd like to see any game where they played 5 games in a row with the same 4 lines. I'd be surprised if that ever happened even once this season. So I can agree and disagree, because I think when you have the right lineup out there, sure, you can. It's absolutely depth scoring, but you haven't been getting that, especially from the top unit, the top line. Whoever it might have been, how many times has Thompson been hurt, Tuck been hurt, and Skinner? Like, it's just everybody seems to be getting hurt. And I remember seeing a tweet on it, the amount of games, healthy games from your top 6 last year compared to this point this year. And there was a huge difference. And not to mention, I'm just really convinced your best players are playing through injuries. So I'm not going to keep you guys here too much longer. We're running over a little 30 minutes. Sabres win 3-2 in a shootout. And you move on to Florida. Let me check the schedule. When do they actually play Florida? Let's see here. They play Florida. They play Florida on Tuesday. They go to Florida actually for the first time this season. And again, that's going to be a tough game, but Borowski's a phenomenal goaltender. Hopefully I don't get him. And then they also play it to, Tuesday, Thursday night game against Tampa Bay Lightning. Going to be another tough game. And then they come back home and play the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm not sure if Eichel is playing right now. I'm not sure. I know he was out of the lineup. Let me check and see their latest game and see if he played. Has he been playing? He has not been in the lineup. So maybe, hopefully, I hope that we don't get Eichel in the lineup come next week. So that being said, guys, remember this segment brought to you by Fatty Beer Company, Western York's premier market and tap room, with 8 different Western York locations and over 300 beers to choose from. Open 7 days a week from 11:30 a.m. till 10:30 p.m. and later. Fatty Beer, one of the greatest places, greatest vibes, live entertainment, trivia, music at all 8 locations. And of course, your kids and dogs are welcome. Great atmosphere. And one last comment here. A problem that set us back is Kevin Adams bringing back 21 and 28. Imagine them now without that drag on the lineup. Again, I agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more. Go Leafs, go. Not playing well. Stanley Cup contenders. Yeah, you and me both, Mauricio. I hate the Leafs just as much as you do. Number one Leaf hater here in Buffalo. So it would be funny if they have a guy who scores 70 goals this season get bounced in the first round of the playoffs. That would be absolutely fucking hilarious. And I'll remember this is brought to you by Buffalo Logo Co. Buffalo Logo Apparel, one of the best places to get all of your Buffalo sports apparel needs. Whether it's your shirts, your hats, your hoodies, get over to Buffalo Logo Co. on Instagram and Twitter. Tell them 2 Goalies, 1 Mike sent you, and they're going to be carrying our products soon, our merchandise, and some of the designs we're coming up with. So keep an eye out for that. I'm going to let you guys go. Huge win tonight. Let's keep it rolling going into Tuesday against Florida. I will talk to you guys later. As always, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at 2 Goalies, 1 Mike, at Duane39, at Sea Heroes 13, or you can find our show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. Please make sure you subscribe, give us a 5-star rating. Always appreciate that. It definitely helps quite a bit. I'll talk to you guys either before Tuesday or on Tuesday night. We will see. Until then, as always, go Sabres.